Welcome back to this session on Raspberry Pi. What hardware do you need? Well, once you've received and unboxed your Raspberry Pi, there's some basic equipment that you need to have for your Raspberry Pi. One of the first things you'll need is a power supply for the Raspberry Pi. I suggested in a previous video purchasing one from Element 14. It's a good idea to run your Raspberry Pi with the correct power supply to ensure that the computer runs correctly. Another item you'll need is a Hdmi cable for connecting to a monitor. This is very important in initially setting up a Raspberry Pi, but once it's set up with something like Type VNC or using SSH, you can do away with this cable and actually remote into your Raspberry Pi at any time. You'll need a micro SD card. These days, a 4GB micro SD card is very easy to come across, or an 8GB one. The 8GB one will give you more storage room on the card, but it's very important that you have a look at the classes. There are different classes. These are the speeds that you can actually talk to the card, and a class 10 card is recommended. Some of the cards come as class 4 and 6. Obviously the class 4 and class 6 will be slower than the class 10, but still work effectively. You'll also need a keyboard and mouse. Some people like to use a wireless one. I prefer to use a USB mouse and a USB keyboard. This way when I boot up the machine for the first time, it has a direct connection. I'm using generic keyboards, nothing special. And this way I can communicate with the board easily. I also plug in a Wi-Fi dongle on the first boot up, and also I connect my Raspberry Pi to the internet using RJ45 Cat6e network lead. This way I can easily update the Raspberry Pi and install the software that I require. So with all these little parts, we'll be ready to set up our Raspberry Pi. You'll see in another video, the link will be below, over the different items that I use. But you will have some of these items at home, or if not, I suggest these sort of ones. One of the first things we need when setting up our Raspberry Pi is to install an operating system. So step one is to get the micro SD card, and you'll also need the micro SD adapter. The micro SD card, some computers won't have a slot for those, so using the adapter will enable you to put it in an SD card adapter and put that into your laptop or desktop computer, or you can actually have a USB adapter that you can use to plug into a computer as well. Once you've done that, the first thing we need to do is actually format the card ready for the Raspberry Pi. And to do this, we need to head off to a particular website, and this is called the SD Association. They offer a program for free that you can download and actually format the card ready for the Raspberry Pi. They have it in both Mac and PC format, so let's head off to this website now. Once you've got to this website, you can actually head to the downloads area, and if you scroll down to the bottom, you can actually see the operating systems that it can support. And what we're looking for is either the Windows or the Mac version of the downloading program. I'm currently working on a Mac, so I'll be using the Mac version of this. And if needed, I can upload a video showing how to use the Windows formatter a little later. So let's download the program and install the program. Once you've selected the formatter for the Mac, you can then head down to the bottom. There's some options here, and click on Accept. And then you can actually start downloading the application itself. You'll see that it's not a very large application, and it's a package file which we can open. Once we get to the install section of the program, we can just go continue, install for all users, continue, and install the program. Enter in your password. And we've successfully installed the program. So I can now click close. What I'll do now is stop this tutorial here, now that we've downloaded the program, and upload another video on how to actually format the card.